Now, speaking about people who are not happy with how things are at this particular moment in time, baby rhythm artist, her name is FAVE, has come out very, very clearly to explain how her unfortunate time here in Kenya went down, okay? In case you're not aware, FAVE had actually come down to Kenya to make a performance or to have a musical performance alongside other artists like Akina Otile and so on and so forth. However, her trip didn't go as successfully as she would have hoped for it to be, and her experience in Kenya, well, with the fans was amazing, but with her promoters or the people who brought her into the country was not so great. She actually recants her whole story by saying that everything you did to us since the beginning of our trip, we swallowed. 3 days in Kenya, but you only set up one night's accommodation for us. Now we want to leave the country and we find out at the airport that you canceled our flights. Why? Okay? She continues to actually explain that here comes the "who even are you" commentators, as if you are to be somebody to be treated with human decency, as if as if you were to be somebody to be treated with human decency. I hope you do not get invited to someone's country only for you to be left hanging. Performed around 2 a.m., but I was ready since 10 p.m. Yet people think I am the one who kept them waiting. She actually told a lot more stories about everything that went down in Kenya, but her sentiments towards Kenyans did not change. She said, "Kenyan fans, thank you so much for all the love, but this has been the worst, most hostile treatment we've ever received by any promoters. The last act of wickedness was cancelling our flight to Lagos. No love. I wish you guys the best." Okay? And we had other people like Otile Brown actually coming to her aid with regard to the same, and speaking out to these promoters by saying, "I don't know what transpired, but even if there was an issue, we can always do better. Let's learn to communicate. We should not think of today alone. Any business is driven by proper services." And unfortunately, this isn't the first artist to have gone through this. I physically witnessed another artist whose manager's flight was cancelled. They refused to pay the flight last minute. I witnessed them refusing to pay for them to have club appearances. Yet they had claimed and told everyone that, oh yeah, he's going to be showing up at this club. But they didn't pay him for that particular club appearance, so he didn't show up. He actually drove all the way to the club, but then didn't end up going in. Why? Because obviously they didn't fess up and give him the money. They refused to pay him the full amount for his actual performance. And even the fact that they're always pushing people to stay longer for the event and making artists end up performing really late in the night for all of 2 minutes is really usually the cause of the promoters. Most cases, artists are willing and ready to come in. It's the promoters who, dilly-dally and cause so many other issues. And this has happened so many times with so many different artists from outside of this country. So imagine if they're treating people who are outside of the country, who we're supposed to be using as ambassadors for ourselves, if that's how they're treating them, how then are they going to treat our local artists? How do you think local artists are treated? Flights are cancelled. Rooms are taken away from them. In some cases, you're told, yes, you're going to have a room until you show up and you're like, oh, we're sorry, we forgot to book your room. Just find another place where you can be accommodated and then eventually we'll take you on for the performance. And you can imagine how uncomfortable that is.
Yeah.
You have other people who are with you. You have maybe your partner, you have maybe your dancers, you have all of these people who've come for your performance, and you have to figure out how to house them for that event, which is not even paying you that well. And they might end up delaying with the money for so long that it ends up becoming a loss. So generally, promoters in this country, please try and do better. And for any artist who has been scathed by this horrible treatment, we apologize on behalf of the entertainment industry. We are apologizing vehemently. We are apologizing frantically.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes artists are willing to come to the country and perform and do their job and then go back to their country. Lakini promoters, that is where the danger is, The danger is with the promoters because, and also there were red flags with FAVE, okay? Let's not lie about it. There were red flags that you should have seen. First of all, her event had like zero marketing. Like it was bare minimum Instagram posts, and that's that. That's the first red flag, because you cannot compare to the upcoming Thames concert, okay? Promo started like 2 months ago. We have been waiting for Thames for nearly 3 months now, and we're still waiting, and tickets are going, and the venue is set. You know, you can see there was a process to it, okay? First of all, the artist confirmed, blah, 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 blah. When you know, when Kenyans were like, no, we don't want this particular venue because of the security reasons, the people behind, the organizers, changed the venue to a safer location. You can see there's a process that went into it. It's not like she was called up, like, connect me with a Nigerian artist that can come into the country and do something for our show. Because that's what it feels like. It feels very last minute. It feels like things were not confirmed. So at the end of the day, when you get to the country, you really don't know who to blame. You don't know who to hit up and say, we had an agreement with you, here's my contract, what's not happening? Because if it was a very well thought out thing, you would have been like, you know what, I made a contract with so and so and so and so, that this was supposed to happen. Things were supposed to, you know. You
know your liaison, you know your point person, you know the hotel. You've communicated with people at the hotel. You've made special requests for the hotel. So in case there's no more than one day that has been booked, you're like, hang on, how are you telling me I only have accommodation for one night? You know,
and like, I'm not trying to blame the
due
victim.
Process.
Okay, I am not really trying to blame the victim, but due process had to be done.
Yep.
Not for you to come in and say, I am FAVE, you should have known who I am. I think, and also, you know, Kenyan promoters, they have this like, who are you okay? Even? We have dealt with so and so and so, and it was a smooth transaction. Why? And also, to add salt to the injury, her designer bag was also stolen
at the airport, at the hotel. Hi, Jesus.
So she just came to Kenya to do her thing, loved the community, loved the Kenyans, loved her fans, but everything else was the ghetto. Because imagine people stealing your designer handbag. But then if you're the one who stole her handbag, don't post it on social media.
Are you serious?
You're going to know.
See, someone else's shoe was taken off just here on Gong Road.
We're going to know
They're performing, their shoe was taken off, and then they were waiting for the other one. You know, Kenyans, you have bad habits.
It is the ghetto. But anyway, it's showbiz, okay?
It is. It really is.
You live and you learn. You're very young in your career. You have a long way to go. But we'd love to see you come back. Okay, girl?